Just in general, what kind of approach have you seen from this team so far in practice? How is it similar or different than last year?
Well, it's a challenge right now with summer school going on. And, we're in our second week. It's the last week of summer school. I don't think there's very many schools in our conference that are actually in it. And so when we come here, we have to make sure we're making the most of our time. We're investing our time. And I think just more consistency. When we come out here, we have very limited time because of summer school, so it is what it is, and we have to invest our time as a football team, and every rep counts. We're creating habits right now from the meeting room to our style of play, so every rep is critical. So again, have to rely on our senior leadership. I've challenged them a little bit, and again, we got to get in training camp mode. It's really hard to do. Players have papers due, they have exams coming up, but we've given them the mornings off to be able to handle the academic workload. And it's something that, we talk about details, accountability, and toughness. It should make us tougher in terms of focusing and all that. But when we come here, we have to make sure we're not spending our time, we're investing our time on every single minute of the day that we're here to do football.
What can you tell us about some of those offensive linemen that you were at a little bit last week? And has that almost set up some new scenarios to be able to find new combinations potentially?
Well, it is. And again, everyone's putting their identity on video. So the individuals who are gaining an inordinate amount of repetitions, that's a great opportunity. And again, it's in your mindset and how you approach it. Are you trying to survive the day, or are you trying to really put your identity and really solidify yourself as one of those individuals that we can count on play in and play out? Brett Kendrick, I give him a lot of credit. He was back out at practice today. It was great to have him out there today. And then we anticipate getting Marcus Tatum back here very, very shortly. Smith, we expect to get him back here very shortly. So we need that competition. We were set to scrimmage on Saturday, and we may change that based on where we're at with the offensive line, because we need a full group to make it as competitive as possible. Our defensive line needs it. Our entire team needs it.
Like Josh Smith was in Jim Shores. Is there any concern there?
Well, again, some precautionary, but again, with him being out, the individual who has really stepped up is a true freshman in Josh Palmer. And again, he's gained those repetitions, and what he's doing right now is putting his identity on video. And he's going to be an individual that's going to play a lot of football for us this year. And, we expect to have Josh Smith back here very, very soon. But again, what does the next individual do to take advantage of those reps? And Josh Palmer is an individual who's really, really taking advantage of those repetitions, just like Brandon Johnson. I think Brandon Johnson, is challenging for a starting position in the wide receiver corps. And I think that's a byproduct of the increased repetitions.
So what is it specifically you're seeing in Palmer that's enabling him to kind of challenge for an early end?
First of all, consistency with everything. He has a skill set, a lot of natural ability. Works very hard. He's a very intelligent player, so he's being able to maintain the volume of the playbook. And I see him getting better and better from his releases at the line of scrimmage. He's a natural pass catcher, has very, very good ball skills, and he can run routes. And that's something that we saw in recruiting. That's something he was kind of a late bloomer. But again, you never know until they get here. And again, just a level of consistency. He hasn't missed one rep, and he continues to get better and better and better.
Are you seeing any separation at quarterback between Jared and Quentin?
What I see is just constant improvement every day. I see both of those individuals getting better with repetitions. Everything is scripted out with their reps, and I see both individuals getting better and gaining confidence daily as well.
What do you like that Quentin's doing right now? What stands out about how he's playing?
Consistency. I see him getting better and better, more comfortable, being more vocal. We've challenged him in terms of just the overall command of the offense. And same thing with Jarrett, the same thing. How do we act? How do we command the line of scrimmage? Our voice inflection, controlling the different looks and the different audibles and getting us into the right plays. Body language after you make a play, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. A snap and clear mentality. So much goes into playing the quarterback position, from a skill set, but also from a mentality and a mental skill set as well.
Coach, running back, any of those freshman triplets kind of separated themselves or made you feel like they're ready to contribute?
All three of them are going to play. and I think they're pushing John Kelly, and John Kelly's doing a great job also of bringing energy and teaching them the expectations. But we've been very, very excited, very encouraged by all three. All three are going to have to play, and they're going to be very important to the success of our season. But again, I see them continuing to get better and better and better, not just in terms of running the football, but in pass protection and also playing out on the perimeter as well.
And that's always seems like it's a stumbling block that freshmen maybe don't think of at that position, pass blocking, to have all those guys, got the football IQ to think that
They do, and Coach Gillespie's done a very good job with that, and obviously John Kelly has done a great job of mentoring them as well. But there is, we talk about the difference between being a rusher and a running back. And a running back in our offense has to do a number of different skill sets. And again, it starts not only with the ability to run the football and take care of the football, but also what we ask of them in the throw game and also the pass protection game, how you carry out ball fakes, all those that go into it. And again, practice 8, and we've thrown a lot at them, and also them being involved in summer school, and I think they've handled that exceptionally well.
Carlin Filson still in the mix?
Yeah, Carlin's doing a good job. He's progressing as well. And the great thing is there's competition. They're being pushed every single day by the 3 youngsters that we talked about.
First day of Georgia Tech prep today. Obviously, you haven't seen the film for practice. What was kind of your take?
Well, we mixed it up. We played our base defense as well. And again, it's just sprinkling some things in there and getting in the fundamentals and details, obviously, of taking on their offense and their defense, but also their special teams as well. It's something that we'll sprinkle throughout training camp.
Is the new quarterback going to play? Is that who you guys are kind of envisioning playing?
You know what? They're a very, very explosive offense. Obviously, they cause you mismatches and matchup problems, and it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, they're going to run their offense.
Who's your scout? Y'all scout team quarterback?
We're mixing it up.
Okay.
The thing that's really a challenge is being able to really simulate the speed of the game with that type of offense.
Do the 3 senior quarterbacks have a leg up on the rest of the guys in that position?
Yeah, through experience, and I've really liked what Justin Martin is bringing to the table. I see him really growing up. He's really matured a lot. Having Emmanuel Mosley back on the field now, being cleared for all the drill work I think will really, really lend itself as well. And then obviously we have some youngsters that are pushing them as well.
Coach, teams kicked away from Evan Berry a lot last year. What can you do to make sure you get the ball in his hands and have him be the threat he was 2 years ago?
Again, we have to be very, very solid in our schemes. And, if they're kicking away, that means it's a field kick, or it's a pooch kick, or it's a squib kick. And if you when we look at the bulk of our kickoff return team, it's really the starting position. Where does your kickoff return give the offense in terms of the average starting position? And when Team Sky kicked it on us last year, we were about I believe, the 37 to 34 yard line, which we'll take that anytime.
At the will linebacker spot, is McDowell, Sapp, any of those guys started to separate themselves at all?
Cortez is still very limited, but I think Cortez has had a very, very good and very strong training camp. Obviously, we have some individuals that can play some number of positions. We like what Elliott Berry is really doing at the will linebacker as well. So we have individuals there that have played a lot of football for us. Dylan Bates is doing some good things as well. And then they're being pushed by some youngsters as well. And then, having Darren Kirkland out there again. Colton Jumper's having one of the better camps that he's had. And we're going to continue to bring along the freshmen as well.
But one more. You guys had the open practices open to the public the first 3 years. What goes into the decision-making process to not do those anymore?
I would love to reward our fans with an open practice. And, the open practice is not just for our great fan base, but it's also for our football team. And nothing simulates being able to put people in the stands, from even your special teams, from your punt returners to your kickoff returners to just there's something added to it. And I would love to do that. But the problem is right now is we have a limited amount of time, more than we've ever had with the new rule changes and summer school and all that. So that's really kind of cut back. So again, I'd love to be able to reward them, but also it's getting our football team ready. And you never know who's watching you when you have an open practice. And there's some things, especially with the new offensive coordinator, that we're doing differently. There's some different things on special teams with the new special teams coordinator that we're doing differently that, we have to make sure, too, that we're protecting our football as well. But, I'd love to be able to do that for our fans.
Thanks.
And tell me another place in the country that has an has an open practice and you have the ability to get 40 to 50,000 people there, that's very special. But again, a lot goes into that. Okay?
Thanks, Butch.
Thank you.